Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is this one here that is modelled on this box here, and this was sent to me by the lovely Dee who comes shopping with me quite frequently, and she popped this in the post to me. She'd picked it up in John Lewis, I think it was, and she loved the box and she asked me if I could recreate it, so I have done. Now this was my original prototype, and actually I kind of liked the colours. You know, I was very much modelling it on this, and this was Melon Mambo and Rich Razzleberry, and then this is the one that I have just finished filming, but as you can see there's something missing, so we're going for take two now. And these are the imperial version, and I'm now going to make a metric version of it just to show that there's very little difference in it. But the piece of cardstock that you need is 22 by 16 centimetres, which is 6 1/4 by 8 5/8 of an inch. And I'm going to stamp it first. So we went with Island Indigo and Night of Navy. This time we're going to go with Sahara Sand and a different colour, Cherry Cobbler, because I love the pairing of those two. I'm going to stamp first, and I'm using Everything Eleanor because I wanted the swirl, and that actually came about because of this one. When I finished this prototype, although I loved the colours, I felt it was a bit plain, hence the stamping, which would have looked gorgeous had I remembered to punch the holes in. So having another go. So I'm just going to randomly stamp tone on tone because I love tone on tone. I think it's very beautiful, and I even managed to stamp my hand in the previous video. We'll aim for not doing that this time round. And maybe a little bit more there. Okay, so the scoring. So I'm working with my trimmer this time because it has the metric measurements on it, and apparently I'm going to thump the tripod too. Okay, so with the long side at the top, I'm going to work in metric measurements, as I said, but I will give you the imperial as well. The scoring is at 2 centimetres. Now I have got a 2 centimetre mark here, but I've also got one over here, and I've got two what I call these butt bars. It means the cardstock butts up to the top. If I try to score over on the two, it wibbles. So I'm going to take this 2 centimetre mark here, which apparently I don't need my scoring tool. I've just picked up because there's a scoring blade there. And Fennel has just walked in. I highly suspect that she's going to land on my desk in a minute. So 2 centimetres, so we'll pretend I've scored there, slide it along to 10.5 centimetres, and then to 12.5, and then to 21 centimetres. And then turn it round, and we're going to score it at 2 centimetres. So I've picked the 2 over there again, so we're going to slide it around, pretend I've done it at 2, and then at 13 centimetres, which is over here. Okay, and then, oh, I flipped it the wrong way around. I want to put half score lines in here. So I want to score it at 1 centimetre, so down there, but I only want to take it, I don't want to take it all the way down. If I bring in this one here, I've scored it, but not all the way down. So I'm just going to stop about 1 centimetre above this score line here that hopefully you can see. You probably can't see at all. So I'm just scoring part of the way down, and then this one over here is at 11.5 centimetres. So again, I'm just going to score part of the way down. So if I turn that over to the wrong side, can you see that? It goes part of the way down. So in metric, if you were going to score this in, not in metric at all, in imperial, you would score yours at 3/4 of an inch. I've done this over for you. 3/4 of an inch, 4 1/8, 4 7/8, and then over here at 8 1/4 inches, with your part scores at 3/8 of an inch and 4 1/2. Then when you turn it round, 3/4 of an inch and at 5 inches. But don't panic, don't worry. No panicking. I will make sure everything's written down on my blog. So fold your score lines, and then come along and fold all of these ones as well. Ignore the centre ones, the part scored lines. Don't worry about those at the moment because they are going to fold in the opposite direction. So get hold of them, start the school, and that's just bent it. It's just burnished, but obviously it doesn't come all the way down, so you can't just press and fold over. So same with this one, just be gentle. So that's formed your lines. Okay, so when you look at the top, you've got a wide section at the top, a wide even section at the top and a narrow one at the bottom. Cut up the score lines. There's my magnets that I need in a minute. Cut up the score lines of the box, that box, and then you come to the other side and there's a rectangle. Get rid of that one. And then above it is another rectangle. So remove that one. And where you now have this sort of tabbed part here, this section is going to be the front of the box. That's going to be that part there. So you need to keep that and get rid of everything else. Just chop it away. Don't need to keep it. If you've got your trimmer still handy, you could trim with that. Or if you just want to go for it with a pair of scissors, that's fine too. So that all gone. And that is going to now fold over, and that will be the front of the box. But at this point I'm going to do the bit that I forgot before, which is to punch the holes in. Now I have positioned this fairly central because I haven't got any other stamping. Obviously this is at the down low, and actually the close is at the back of the box. But I'm going to take my large oval punch and I'm going to push it in. You fold the bottom up, so this is the back and that's going to become the front, so this is the front. Push the bottom flap in and push the punch in as far as it will go. It will not go any further. Punch out, and it's missed there, so that's where it's going to position. To get the scallop edge, I've got my cherry cobbler. Punch with the large oval. You have to do that bit first, then get your scallop oval and go round it. And the shadow is casting here, so I'm just going to look, there we go. So that's going all the way round. Punch that out and you have the tiny little border now. I'm going to grab my two-way glue, which I'm dropping everywhere. So I'm just going to stick that on the two-way glue. It comes out blue, and if you position it while your adhesive is still blue and it dries, it becomes a permanent bond. If you wait till it goes clear, it becomes a repositionable bond, a bit like Post-it notes. So that is a permanent bond, or it will be when it's dry. This little panel that's going to go under here, this measures 2 by 8 centimetres, which is 3/4 of an inch by 3 3/8 of an inch. You could make it deeper if you wanted to. I'm being brave and just going with a little skinny strip. And I'm going to land that right in the middle. So I'm looking at these scallopy bits here. You've got a mirror finish, and then there's the same there, and those are your guides. So I'm going to position this, and I'm looking down at it, and I'm just looking to make sure that I have the same shape gap either side. And then when you slide it along, the bits that you've cut, you match those up. And then you slide it along again. And you match those up, and hopefully you don't get what I've just got, which is a tiny little bit there, so I'm just going to trim that off to make it pretty. There we go. And again I'm going to use my two-way glue because it is here on my desk. Little edge there. I can bring this part round, and apparently I cut my cardstock too short. Should have been 8 centimetres. What should it have been? I cut it too short. Oh, for goodness sake. Oh, look at these magnets now sticking to everything. Oh, it should have been 8.5 centimetres, that's why. 8.5 centimetres it should have been, not 8. I will make sure that that is written correctly on my blog. Oh well, doesn't matter. It's a video. Right, I've now lost my sticky strip. Here we go. So sticky strip on this part here, and now obviously depending on what you've got going in the boxes, whether you want to put window sheets in or not. I decided not to. Not for particularly any reason, I just thought it was quite nice not to, and the original doesn't have any. But you could put maybe a scented soap or something in it, or something that you want to sniff. If you do want to put a window sheet in, just trim a bit to size and pop it behind. So sticky strip has gone on there, and somebody asked me recently what it is I use to remove sticky strip and pick up pearls and rhinestones and things like that. This is just our paper piercer, the Stampin' Up paper piercer, and that's all it is that I'm using. It's nothing fancy, but it's a great tool. So that's going to fold over, and as you can see, where's those magnets gone now? Oh, here they are. By the fact that I've got it closing, I am using magnets to close it, and these are neodymium magnets. I will make sure that all of the information about them is written on my blog, because I do get asked, whenever I've used them, I'm always asked, you know, what is it I've used? Where do they get them from? So eBay is the place that I buy my magnets from, and that's the place that you should get yours from. So, okay, back to the project. 1/2 inch circle punch, and this is the bit of scrap. I want 2 of those punched out, and then 2 of these magnets. And I need my mini glue dots, because these are strong enough to hold the magnets in place. And they are, well, they are just blooming super strong. I could probably stick my children to the ceiling. I've said this before. I reckon I could with these magnets, with these glue dots. But the reason I've got the extra bit to go over the top is, you know, for aesthetics as much as anything, but also because the magnets are so strong that they would probably pull away. So I've just put my other magnet on the top, so I know that my positives and negatives are facing the right way. Mini glue dot onto there, close up the box, push down hard, and when I let go, that magnet is now stuck in the correct place for opening and closing again. Mini glue dot onto the back of that one, position that, and that box will now stay closed. So they all close up nicely and beautifully. I need some cherry cobbler ribbon, which I forgot to get out, because I, you know, had planned to do an Island Indigo Night of Navy version. And then I forgot to punch the holes in. Okay, so cherry cobbler ribbon round. And I'm going to tie, apparently not, I'm going to tangle myself in it, tie a knot in the top. And trim off. And that is my little box modelled on a John Lewis Thai chili chocolate bar. I'm not sure that I would want to eat Thai chili. My husband will like it, and so will the children. And that's it. That's my box. So anyway, thank you very much for joining me, and I hope to speak to you soon. Bye.